Now, without further delay, I would like to introduce today's speakers. Dr. Glendon Askoff, Research Director, Stark Aries, a vegetable breeding company based in South Africa. Dr. Thikrit Isaac, Professor, Fulbright U.S. Scholar, South Africa, 2023, Co-Director of Cooperative Tree Improvement Program, Department of Forestry and Environmental Resources, North Carolina State University. Dr. Vance Whitaker, Professor of Horticulture, Gulf Coast Research and Education Center. Dr. Mitchell Feldman, Assistant Professor and Director-elect of the University of California, Davis Strawberry Breeding Program. And Dr. Grant Poole, Product Manager, Thermo Fisher Scientific, who will also be assisting with the Q&A today. For complete biographies on our speakers, please click on the Presenter tab at the left of your screen. Gentlemen, welcome. It's so wonderful to have you here today. Grant, you may now begin your presentation.
Welcome to the webinar on the design of ready-to-use advanced crop genotyping solutions. My name is Grant Poole, and I'm a product manager in agrogenomics with Thermo Fisher Scientific. And we're really excited to bring to you today presentations from several of our customers who've been involved with not only the design, but the utilization of these what we call ready-to-use crop sequencing panels, targeted sequencing panels, utilizing our AgriSeq targeted sequencing platform. Well, this slide really provides the foundation for the rest of this webinar and what the speakers are going to talk about today. So these are the pre-designed, pre-made, made-to-order panels that we've already developed. You can order these from us. You can have these ran at a service provider. We have products that vary in size from a few hundred markers for QA/QC type analyses or trait analyses, all the way up to 5,000 markers for larger scale, high density GWAS, QTL mapping applications. Obviously, we are sequencing a 200 base pair fragment. So that being said, each one of these 5,000 markers or 5,000 amplicons can actually return a series of multiple SNPs that can be used for haplotype analysis or any other sort of downstream analysis. The main KOLs that we've worked with to date include the USDA wheat group, the strawberry group. We've developed some maize products with some KOLs in that field as well as tomato and pepper. Those are probably our top selling panels right now. We've also developed barley, peanut, cotton, canola, and then we are just finishing a soybean panel with the soybean consortia, alfalfa, potato, and bean. We're working with consortia to develop those panels as well. So a wide range of different products that, again, the speakers are going to talk about today. Well, I just want to go into a little more detail of our AgriSeq targeted sequencing workflow. It utilizes the S5 sequencer you see in the top right next to the server, and then the actual workflow you see illustrated in the 5 steps below that. So sample prep can be done with a Magmax Core kit-based extraction or a direct lysis kit at a little lower cost. Traditionally, the panel design was strictly custom, and that's where over the years we have actually began to design more of these what are called pre-designed, ready-to-use, made-to-order panels, which is what this webinar is all about. So we've worked with KOLs and leaders in the industry to develop these panels, and then either the service provider or the lab doing the sequencing will go through a library prep process, basically a sequencing process which will take less than a day, and then data analysis. It's basically a 3-day workflow that's done in the sequencing workflow. So we really recognize that there was a market demand for a product like this with the pre-designed panels. These were customers that didn't typically have access to SNP marker content, and they really wanted to have pre-made products that were ready to order, and they may or may not have wanted to go through a custom design process. So that's where, as a customer, you can try these products, get to know the workflow, get to know AgriSeq as a product, and then see if you want to go into a custom design from there. So our whole catalog or pre-designed process was basically made to order, available upon request, and we made these panels with these KOLs in various forms. There's trait panels. I think the wheat panel has 212 traits that are associated with it. We have QA/QC panels for different crop groups as well, for detecting genetic differences and doing QA/QC type metrics. And then high density content, 1,000 to 5,000 markers for GWAS, QTL mapping, and that sort of application. We wanted to make the pricing easy to understand, and we really look to service providers to supporting this business and running this. So we basically offer an end-to-end service. As you're interested in utilizing and running these panels, we can point you to the service provider in your region that can actually get the work done for you at a easy to understand, simple pricing. Here's a slide summarizing the development of the wheat USDA panel. We do not have representatives speaking for this panel today, but I thought I would cover it in this slide. Basically, I can send you information on annotations of these panels, but you can see the average distance coverage, the number of SNPs per chromosome. You see the traits that we have in the trait panels. So in this specific design, there was 5,174 SNPs and indels that covered all 21 haploid chromosomes of wheat. We had 212 trait markers that were correlated to disease, agronomic, and quality traits. And again, this was developed with key opinion leaders at the USDA wheat genotyping labs at Washington State University, Kansas State, NC State, and NDSU. We also have a updated soybean panel coming out that was intentionally made to be 6K. This is a new and improved soybean panel that we made in conjunction with the Soybean Consortia Group. They recently finished a Williams 82 near gapless genome. As you know, Williams 82 is a very popular reference genome for soybean. This is a new and improved panel. We also have about 135 trait associated SNPs with this panel. And I think that one thing that we had in mind with developing this panel was with the discontinuation of other genotyping products out there, I think the longevity of this product will be around for a long time. And again, it is updated to the near gapless genome, as well as updated annotations for the trait associated markers. So we're excited today to have several speakers who have not only developed these AgriSeq targeted sequencing products, but from what you'll hear, they are still in the development phases of these, of refining their breeding programs, moving from high density 5K panels down to 1.5K genomic selection and genomic prediction type breeding applications. So you're going to hear from Dr. Glennon Asko of Stark Ayres in South Africa, Dr. Fikret Isaac, a longtime pine breeder at NC State, and then Dr. Vance Whitaker and Dr. Mitchell Feldman from the University of Florida and UC Davis to talk about their development of the strawberry 5K and 1.5K panel. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Glendon to talk about his experience using the maize and tomato pre-designed AgriSeq panels at Stark Ayres in South Africa. Glendon?
Thanks, Grant. Delighted to be able to share a bit of our experience using the tomato and maize AgriSeq panels. A little bit about our company for those who might not be familiar with Stark Ayres. We're a family-owned vegetable seed company, been operating since 1877, but doing our own breeding and R&D activities since the mid-1980s. We work on 9 different vegetable species, 7 primary R&D locations within South Africa, pathology team of 5 and a biotech team of 8. These are the crops that we're actively breeding and trialing around the beautiful country of South Africa, and the diverse environment from hot, humid in the northeast right the way down to Mediterranean in the south allows us to breed for all kinds of climatic conditions.